So he's getting ready right now. That's why he's in the call, but away at the
Gotcha.
moment. All right. We are gonna pick up where we left off at the end of the battle last time. You traveled from Kani's place and found the remnants of a village. Whether it was his or not, you assume it was his, but inside, Almar and Axel were led to drink some extremely intoxicating beverages, and that caused Axel to have some severe issues after having two of the drinks. And after which, the buildings themselves, a couple of them were revealed to be larger versions of mimics and actually attacked the party. During which a few of you got stuck in their mouths. But through the combined fireballs, necrotic touches of Ophelia, and the lightning bolts being rained down upon the buildings from Katmanos, you were able to succeed and collapse two of the buildings where they stood. One of them was collapsed by Zem on its attempt to escape, but the weird mannequin mimic that had tricked Almar and Axel did not get caught. It ended up scampering away. So you all are just out of combat. You had leveled up to level 9. Got some new abilities, but a few of you are kind of hurt. And Axel looks real bad. The rest of you are sort of scuffed, except for Zem, away from the fight. Yeah, I believe so. Um, Give me just a second. I can't remember what the is. I can manually change it back. What level is that? Second. Try now. And I suppose I can remove some of these walls. Oh, that's adding a wall. I think the walls are down. Well, that building's not even there anymore. So where that building is, there's just a square, like, section of dirt. Sorry about that. Had to sneeze.
Bless you.
Ah, fuck.
The citrus.
Possibly.
Okay, I'm turning it off. Sorry.
All right. So one thing you notice looking around is the roads going north, west, and south are all fairly overgrown. The one heading east seems to be the most used or most recently used.
Well, should we go back to what's his name and like say, "Yo, what the fuck? Why didn't you tell us that your fucking village is gonna attack us?" Or should we just? I mean, I guess we need to go back that way anyway, right? Because that's where our boat's at.
He did tell you that he has been gone for a while.
Yeah. But maybe he knew something. Did he? He didn't mention anything else on this island, right? Like, there's that we know of. There's nothing else on here other than this island. I mean, other than this village.
Not that he mentioned, but
Do we see anything else?
um,
Also, is it big enough where we can like see? I mean, is it small enough? I guess I should say where we can see like all the edges of the island, like we can see the water, or is it like
mm-mm. It's
miles long?
it's miles long. Oh, where is that world map? Don't be dumb, Foundry.
Rhea's clipping her nails in here, babe.
Oh, Lord.
It is a few days travel each way from where you're at. Would be um it'd be like 3 days each way. Took you about 2.5 to get here from his house. So you're like dead center in the isle right now. It's a little island. Um, directly east would be where that bridge shows up on the map.
I'm still on the other map, the last map.
Yeah. There we go.
There we go.
So say again what you said about where we're at.
You're like trying to put an X down.
Okay, so we're like in the center of the island.
Yeah. So it took you like 2.5 days to get here from his shack, hut, whatever you want to call it.
Mm-hmm.
And it'd take you about the same to go west or east. South would be the quickest way to get to the water, but
we don't have our boat, so it seems
No.
like our options are either try and go to the bridge and hope that it's not broken like it looks like it is on the map, or go back to our boat.
yeah, either way you will need some supplies. Like I said, it doesn't look like there's any travel that's happened really to any of the directions other than the east.
Okay. Well, should we check the village, the house, like the buildings that are not fucking mimics?
Yeah,
See if they have shit in them.
Yeah.
yeah. Sounds good.
Ransack the houses.
Mm-hmm. Let's try not get trapped in them again.
Yeah.
Poke them before we go in. Make sure they're not mimics.
We can have
Would I
them
know-
fireball the building.
Would I know if detect magic would detect a mimic?
No, that's a good question. I have to look that up. That's a really good question.
Reddit says
Um,
no.
Yeah, I was just seeing it.
Okay. Would I know that or no? Probably, right?
Probably they're a creature, so
I guess I would know that because my I guess my robot would because it's magical. I was gonna say I would know that from my pet, but my pet is magical.
but wouldn't show up as magical with detect magic.
Okay. Well,
Because
we
it's
ransacked
your
the houses.
your pet is not a magic item. I think detect magic only works on items, I believe. At least that's the understanding that I have of the way it works. You ransack the houses, which is one circular building.
We ransacked
You
the one
f-
circular building all together at the same time.
You
Leave
all
nothing
collectively find 13 sleeping bags.
Ooh, more bedding. Nice.
I can make a tent out of these.
If you
That's right,
do,
that's the one that I checked.
Mhm.
Oh yeah.
The two that are still in the village center area are no longer really buildings. They're just one's a pile of ash and one's a pile of molded wood. There's nothing in those that you find. You would find some of the liquor that you drank in the bottom half of the barrels. Like, there'd be a little bit, but not too much.
I'm taking that.
You're also still really heavily under the effects of the potion, Axel, so
Bottling
Yeah,
it.
You
totally
have-
taking it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely taking it. Not drinking it, but I'm gonna try and put it in something. I guess I pour out my water skin.
Alright.
I'll drink
must
it. I'll
stop
drink it.
him.
I
You
won't
must-
pour it out. I'll drink it.
We must stop him. If he's any more intoxicated, he's probably just gonna pass out.
You have to do an acrobatic roll for how drunk he is to try to get it into his bag.
I'm not gonna drink more of it. I'm just.
No, he's drinking the
never
water
know.
out. He's drinking the water out of his water skin.
So that he can put the alcohol in.
Yeah, you never know when Matt could come in handy. You could
Yeah.
drug someone.
True.
I say to Axel, you better put a label on that because I don't trust you to remember not to drink it.
What was that supposed to mean? Why would I not want to drink that?
Ophelia, you probably want to put the label on for him because he'll probably forget.
I think that would be better used in another situation instead of just casually drinking it for fun.
Fine. I like rub my hand on it, and then like a magical lettering appears on it that says "the good shit."
That's
Like
awesome.
it just like
That's-
glows blue text, "the good shit."
Like my dad's hand sanitizer bottle.
Yes.
Oh, what? Now he has a hand sanitizer bottle?
Yeah, like back when everyone was making like shitty hand sanitizer in peak COVID, my dad went and found the good shit and has it labeled so he knows that this is the good hand sanitizer instead of the one that smells like tequila.
That sounds like encouraging.
I mean, I think
Yeah.
that's fair. That's
Yeah.
fair. That's-
Yeah.
Stuff
That
that
sounds like
that
encouraging.
smells like tequila and comes in the tequila bottle
Yeah.
isn't.
And it's like half water and half tequila.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
It's hand sanitizer.
Yeah.
You like sure it is.
Honestly, that sounds like what encouraging would do.
Yeah. It's very particular.
Yeah, after I put the lettering on it, I'll tuck it away in my bag.
All right.
By the way,
Actually,
side note,
I'm gonna give it to Almar.
I ain't drinking it.
Oh, it's not to drink. Just if we ever need to do some kind of operation
Step-
where we need to give it to
steppy
somebody,
step.
yeah,
I'll
Fine.
take
Fine,
it
I'll
out
hold
of
it.
your hands. I yank
take it out of
from
my
you.
hands.
Yeah, before you give it to Almar.
I don't drink this stuff.
Hey,
I don't
I don't
trust
care.
either of you.
it's labeled.
I'll
I
take it in
don't
my
drink this
bag.
stuff. I only tried it because I wanted to, but no, not after that. I would just stick with what I know.
Mm-hmm.
It's
That's
not
why-
to drink. It's to give to somebody else.
I can't give to you.
No, only if I'm having a really bad day.
He's
anything?
saying this like slumped over, still has like wounds on him.
Just acting like a child.
It would have been great if I didn't get attacked at the same time.
By the way, my map like has never loaded in. I kept like refreshing and stuff. It's just like gray, but I can see like all the markings. Like the X's and stuff on the map.
All right then. Let's see if I can.
Oh, I should probably silver.
I don't have any modules that I can deactivate because I already have. Shall reload it. Should force refresh it for you guys. I don't know if it will or not.
How can I tell if it's refreshed?
It'll refresh for you. It'll like turn gray and then come back in. Did that do anything?
It-
Not for me.
Not
You guys
on my
might
screen.
have to refresh it. It shows Zem and okay, Zem just came in my screen.
Somebody tell them to reload back in.
Yeah, reloading it might help. I'm not positive.
Well, for me, it's still the normal screen, but I guess if you're not seeing me, I'll rejoin.
Yeah, it's weird because I saw the other map.
Oh, there it goes. It's reloading. Loading world map. I'm still on the world map.
Yeah, that's where I'm at.
Alright.
Yeah, it's still gray. That's weird.
It's weird. I'm just gonna see if I have a setting, maybe. No, I have all of the lighting.
Oh, crap. No, that's not one. Let me next out of that. Whoops.
Weird.
What if we leave and come back? I'm doing that.
I still exit out, so I'm
Is it
jumping out.
gray for everyone?
I'm loading back. So...
No, I was in. I just
Okay.
exited
I'm
out,
in.
though.
Yeah, I'm in.
It's still world map for me. Is it not? What are we supposed to see?
The
No,
world, the
map.
world map.
Yep.
Oh,
I'm
well,
here.
that's what I could see the whole time. Was somebody not able to see that?
Yes, me.
Uh, I was reading something, sorry. I got something when I leveled up that I didn't realize that I got, so I was reading something.
It's still gray for me, but it's alright. I can watch the stream.
I'm coming in there.
Okay.
Check and see if the hardware acceleration is on for your browser. I assume it is, because you haven't had any issues with Foundry for a while, so.
I think I haven't fucking done this. I literally just did it.
Fine.
I know you like Chrome, so. Did he come in and just restart it like you did? It's something I would do.
Stop it. I'm not Alexi.
Sorry.
He's not sorry.
God damn, I'm a fucking genius.
Put it in incognito mode.
Then what?
Incognito.
What? Okay.
I hate that stupid shit like that works for him.
So you try it, and then he he comes in and like, this is all you had to do.
It would work for you too if you were a computer science student like me.
I clicked the button at the right time.
Some people just, some people have it and some people don't. You know how to talk to people. I know how to fix computers.
Right. What do you have? There's a sock. Need a sock?
You fucking suck.
It's Hunter's sock, yes.
What the fuck?
Why you have a sock? Where'd you get this?
Now that you have looked through that building, you make your way over to the other one. They're just run-of-the-mill regular weapons, if anyone wants something like that. There are spears, hammers, a lot of what look to be like mining equipment, but nothing that stands out. I'm assuming that Axel would detect for magic, and there would be nothing other than what you
Daggers.
expect. There are daggers. They're just standard.
I'd like to pick up 2 standard daggers.
All right.
No,
I'm
May
taking a
do
pickaxe.
so.
I want a pickaxe.
All right. Get a pickaxe.
Miner's pickaxe.
Mhm.
Or a war pick +3.
Not +3 because non-magical.
Are you sure it's not a war pick +3?
I am sure.
Or perhaps a vicious war pick.
Maybe it's a warglaive +2. Nope.
By the way, I saw that you added something. Should I wait till later for next generation?
Um. Nope.
Yeah.
You do not have to wait till later. So, I figure for flavor, that is what is the weapon form of your broom is. So, the broom that you got, with a, mental command doesn't take an action or anything. You can change it from the broom form to a morning star form.
Ooh.
So
okay.
in the Morningstar form, it would have a silver haft, like the handle, and then the head would be a large round ball with the spikes on it, but the spikes would be a mixture of black and red spikes.
Sweet.
I wanted to give something that was a little more flavor to it than just you swing your mace or you use a broom like a broom. Like, this sounds lame, but I left the flying broom because now that you are level 9, you can actually use the broom as a flying broom now.
Oh, that's
You have
sick.
gained the witchy use of the broom.
Oh, yeah. All right. That's
All right.
exciting.
Yep. I just wanted to add something different. And I'm like, this was kind of lame before. Let's change it.
I like it.
But it should, once I update the character sheets in Foundry, it should appear in your sheet. You're still the level 8 sheet on your token, so I have to update those.
Oh.
I just haven't done that yet because damage had been sustained and everything. So
Oh, okay.
All right.
Sounds good.
we can go back up.
Okay, thank you.
Yep. Okay, we are back.
Ominous.
So if any of you are looking for anything else, Kapanos and Almar, if you're looking for any weapons, or Ophelia, anything else, like a regular weapon or tool.
Yeah, I'm gonna look around and see if I could maybe find a bow, because I kind of want to get a bow.
There would be bows in there.
I would just
It
need
would
arrows.
it would be a short bow and add 60 arrows.
Alright. I'll take that for later. I'll take the bow and then the 60 arrows.
Does Mr. Kapanos want anything?
If there's any more tiny daggers, I'm gonna take a tiny dagger.
You can find another dagger.
Tiny daggers.
Yeah, there are a lot of weapons. It was definitely an alluring place for fighters or warriors or anyone who would be looking to arm themselves. Now it's just an empty shell of a building.
Once everybody gathers all their shit, I want to like gather all the weapons, the metal weapons, and like put them into a big pile outside.
With the shopper,
All-
would I add
all
that,
of
or would
the-
you?
Hmm?
With the shopper, would I add it? Or would you?
Would-
Actually, I have it. The shopper.
What do you mean?
Yeah, like add it into my inventory. Or
Yeah, just add it into your inventory
just
on D&D
a
Beyond.
normal one.
I would allow for you to have the ranged weapons, so the bow, and then 2 melee weapons equipped.
Mm. And then you said 60 arrows.
Yes.
Okay, apparently it's.
I do want you to keep track of the arrows
It's not
as you
letting me
use
add.
them.
Yeah, it's not letting me add 60. Like amount to add, it's just caps at 10.
You might have to add it 6 times then.
Oh wait, hang on. Follow. There we go. Add 60 items.
So you find bow and arrows. Catmanos gets a dagger. Does Ophelia want anything? Or
No, I'm good.
no? Alright. So, actually, are you gathering the rest of the weapons that were in there, or everybody's weapons that they picked out?
No, the rest of the weapons that were left in there.
Alright, that
I'm
takes
just putting
you
them all in a big ass pile outside.
the better part of 2 hours.
Holy fuck!
Oh my
how many?
God.
How many is it?
If you pile it, probably like 5 cubic yards of weaponry.
God damn!
Whole army came in here.
Hold on a second.
It would easily outfit a small regiment of fighters. Your estimation, working with the dwarves, probably be able to outfit like a company of 120 people.
Okay, well, so I'm wanting to heat metal and like melt it down to take with me. But I don't know how much I could do if it's 15 yards.
I believe heat metal is 1 item at a time, isn't it?
That's why I put them in a pile.
Each one is still an item. That's still 1 item. Let's see. Heat metal. Yeah, it's 1 object. It's none of it's armor. It's all weaponry. So
Okay, well, I'm gonna find the biggest weapon that there is.
there's a few battle
Great
axes.
sword, battle axe. Yeah, I'll find those. Find one of those, and I'm gonna melt it down.
5.
1.
1. All right.
I'm not casting it 5 times. I don't even have five.
I was gonna say it's a spell slot, so.
Yeah.
um.
Unless I don't think it's gonna be like not even like an ingot worth, then I just won't even bother doing it.
You'd probably get a large iron ingot out of it.
Okay, I'll do it then.
All right.
So I'll pull out a like piece of metal out of my pocket and then do some fucking magic hand shit.
I am
Start
gonna make
glowing
you
red.
roll a concentration check for the 30-second mark due to your heavily intoxicated state.
Okay. Like a Constitution save.
Concentration check, so straight D20.
Oh, concentration check.
Mm-hmm.
D20.
You're good. You are able to
Let's
melt
go.
it down and shape it. It is not polished like you're used to seeing ingots. It's little.
It's got some grass in
it's
it.
it's well, it does have some grass in it, but it's not like a straight ingot. It's a little bit warped because you can't see quite straight. So it's got more
Yeah,
imperfections
also don't
than
have
you're
a
used to. Yeah, that too.
Works for me.
But works for a free hand. After you guys check that out and then go back to the village, it's starting to get a little darker. You've been here for a while. You do notice that outside of the perimeter of those 4 main buildings and the well, there are spots that look like other buildings used to stand there, and those go 3, 4, 5 rows out. So it was once a decent settlement that was here, and it looks like it has been moved a while ago for some reason.
For some reason, he says. What could possibly be the reason?
Well, I mean, you have a good indicator of.
Spider buildings.
Well, we know the path most traveled. So should we just go to the east? We still need supplies, so we know that dude up. We know that other guy doesn't have shit for us. So
Yeah.
to the east, to the road most traveled in search of civilization.
Wait.
All right.
Good to me.
You start your travels. I'm assuming as soon as you find a decent spot, you make camp.
Yes.
All right. So this first night, you make camp. Do you light a fire or no?
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Always like the fire.
You light a fire as you're sitting there eating the little bit of rations that you got from Connie. You hear what sounds like the owlbears walking around the outside of the light again, and then moving off. The sounds are normal, peaceful. There's insects, bats flying through the air. So it's filled with the normal sounds of an evening. Before you get your long rest, or as you get your long rest, nothing really happens. But I do need you to make a Constitution saving throw, Axel. Just normal this time, though, not at disadvantage.
21.
The next morning,
21.
you wake up, and you no longer feel like you're under the effects of the alcohol, but you do have a very bad headache.
Hangover.
You have the worst hangover you've ever experienced.
Sheesh. Okay.
Everyone else is fairly normal, but now I can update your character tokens because I had been waiting. So I'm doing that right now for you guys. You continue on the path the next day, and at the end of the day, you do see some smoke rising in the distance. Not an alarming amount of smoke. It looks like maybe a few chimneys are letting off some smoke into the sky. Looks like there is some form of civilization in the distance.
Let's go.
Oh yeah.
We make our way.
What are you pushing through the night?
Wait,
It is this.
I thought we got a long rest, or this is the next day.
Yeah, this is at the end of the next day.
Oh.
Do we know exactly how far we are?
Yeah. How far?
You don't know how far.
Well, we can
You just see the
Have,
smoke.
like, a rough idea, or like.
Based on the size of the map, you would guess that you're maybe a day away.
Oh, well then. Let's not
Like-
fucking go through
like
the
a
nighttime then.
Yeah, it's approaching nighttime. The sun's beginning to set, so you know you don't have enough time to push through and have light.
We camp again.
Right. What is the order that you are camping, or not camping in, but setting watch?
I don't mind going first.
I'll go second.
I'll do last watch.
All right.
I mean, I can stay. All of them. I don't technically need to sleep, right?
This is true.
Fucking
This is
weirdo.
true.
Oh shit.
I
So
I
like,
need to.
Well, in that case, and go straight to bed.
So yeah, for Philly, if you stay up.
I didn't
All
even.
right,
I
cool.
didn't even think about that. Now I have
I
to
know.
figure that out too. I don't. How do your abilities reset if you can't
I
long
know, I was
rest?
thinking like I can sleep, but I don't need sleep. So to like reset, I still need to sleep.
Yeah, you still need to
probably
at
just
least
you probably
rest.
just need to rest. Yeah.
Yeah.
You just need to chill for 8 hours.
But we just had a long rest, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then we walked
Yeah.
all day.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay, well, if she's staying up all night, then I'm just gonna stay up late after everyone else goes to bed, other than Ophelia.
Mm.
All right.
I'm gonna just go straight to bed.
What are you working on, Axel? I'm assuming you're working on something.
You know it. I'm gonna work on tempo. I'm gonna try and add. I'm gonna try and shape him more into like a less looking like a robot and more looking like a beast. So I'm giving him like eyes, like at least like eye sockets, and then change the shape of his mouth from like a rectangle to like more of like a mouth, standard like a wolf kind of or a dog kind of mouth,
Mhm.
like a snout. And the body is still like almost like the little mimic that got away. Like it's got like 2 wheels instead of 1, and then it's got like a rounded body for now, and then like the pointed snout, and then 2 holes where the eyes go. But like it in the eye sockets, it's like just glowing teal.
Okay.
But he's still a work in progress until I can get some more material. But yeah, I pull out my pocket anvil.
Mhm.
I'll go off from the camp a little bit. That way I'm not keeping everybody up with my banging,
Oh, yeah.
but
It's
not
probably
like
smart.
too far.
Like, you're
Just,
still
maybe,
using the
like,
firelight. Like you're like,
yeah,
20 feet
20
off.
feet away. Yeah. So I'm definitely still keeping people awake, but I'm trying to be considerate.
I would think at this point everyone would be kind of used to you randomly tinkering with stuff, making noise, so it wouldn't be too bad for everyone. It would probably be the most annoying for Ophelia because she's awake.
Dang.
Just, like, enjoying the peaceful night with ding, ding, ding. Like the occasional curse when he doesn't get quite right.
Mm-hmm.
Right, do you know what form you want him to take yet, or no?
Well, right now I'm working towards I'm working towards what he was looking like before.
Okay.
Now that I can remember a little bit what he looks like.
Yeah.
Or looked like.
All right.
So more like a four-legged, but he doesn't have 4 legs yet. He's still rolling around on wheels for now. But that's
Mhm.
kind of where that's what I'm working towards, I think.
Okay. All right. So the way I was picturing before, it wasn't with like a square mouth on him, but I was picturing like instead of a mouth, he had
Pac-Man?
like bolt cutters, like instead of a mouth,
Yeah.
to like ram in
he's
and
got
like
teeth
chomp
now.
down.
He didn't have
Alright.
teeth before. It was just like a Pac-Man. But
Right.
he's got I like cut some teeth into his mouth and like kind of shaped it into a point. And then
Okay, so he
had-
has
put-
a
put-
maw
put 2
now.
eye holes. Yeah, and I
just-
stuck 2 eye holes in his head.
What I'm picturing now is, have you ever seen the little rat things that you can get to like scare people, like the remote controlled ones?
Yeah.
I'm picturing like that sort of thing, like just a round bag with like
Yeah.
a beast head, and just
Yeah,
like
pretty much.
wheels around like that.
Pretty much.
All right. Right. Ophelia, do you go talk to Axel at all while he is working, being that
You
it's just
better
the two of
not.
you up?
I don't think so. I think during this time I'm just gonna like read just to stay busy, but also like kind of like fuck around with my broom and
All right.
like just make it look better and prettier, and would say that like I don't know. I'm trying to think of like a reason as to why I can now like really use it instead of just like I hit level 9.
hmm
So I want to like do something to it and then realize that I can like actually like use it.
Do you have a
Uh,
fucking magic broom?
You
Like
do
Harry
have
Potter?
you do have to use a command word to make it fly.
Yeah.
So if you want to
Let's
just be
go.
like toying around,
What did you say,
Witch.
dude?
I said, Web, go.
Oh my god.
It's a witch.
I do have one question. What are you reading? What's the
Romance
title?
Novel.
What's the title?
Oh.
Romeo and Juliet.
Tusk Love.
Trademark, copyright, critical role.
It's called Enchanted Love,
All right.
and it's a really thick one, and I've just been reading it during all the downtime.
Is it a romance
Alright.
or is
Yeah,
it
it
like
is.
50 Shades of Grey?
Yeah, it's like smut.
All right.
But y'all don't know that.
Yeah, it's
She hides it from us.
it's decorated in really pretty filigree on the outside. Got like a rose on the cover,
She hides it from us so we can't see it.
just so you can't look at the illustrations.
So I stay up working on my thing until like the last possible second where I could still get 8 hours. And then before I go to bed, Ophelia is sitting there reading her book, and then she feels a nudge on her like ankle. And you look down, and then there's a fucking dog mouth basically looking up at you with fucking 2 flaming eyes. It was like clink 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 clink.
I'll like put my
Huh?
book down.
What do you think?
I'll put my book down and just be like, ew.
You know, he used to be cuter. I'm still working on him.
Yeah.
You don't like dogs?
I love dogs. That doesn't look like a dog.
He
For that-
will. He
Okay.
used to. I just need some more metal.
It's
Okay.
a Zuko.
All right, whatever. We're going to bed. Come on, Tempo. He turns and clink 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 follows behind me. That's what tempo is going to look like eventually. What Jean's holding.
I like that idea, Thad.
A little bit bigger though.
A
Big
little bit
rough.
big, a little bit bigger. Alright. You go to sleep, Axel. And Ophelia is sitting by the fire, reading, and she's reading and ends up muttering a couple lines out of the book, just sort of under her breath, and the broom is like laying down on the ground next to you, and it rises up in the air and starts like hovering next to you. So, what did you discover was the command word or phrase?
This is tough. What are some sexy words?
Or phrases. It can be a phrase too.
Ooh, or right. That's even funnier.
Hello, my love.
Could you imagine? Like, just say it out loud and then a fucking broom starts flying.
Can stand up on its own.
Jesus.
I love that. Oh my god. I'm gonna use that. So I'm reading my book out loud, and then I say the phrase, "From whence she came," and my broom just starts hovering. And then
Ooh,
I'll
spicy.
spicy.
In the meantime, Cat Meadows is hearing all of this happening while having his face planted in this mattress.
Just like wakes up like, what the
When I got the broom, did I know that it was a flying broom?
You did not.
Okay, so this is all a shock to me.
Mm-hmm. It would be pretty surprising. Maybe a little alarming, like, what the
Do I have to say the phrase again to get it to stop hovering?
No, it doesn't look like it.
Okay.
And, so if you read the description of it, it tells you exactly how to use it, but you can have another command word to make it return, because you can send it off alone.
Okay.
There are a couple like prerequisites. So if it's within 1 mile, you speak the command word, name the location, and are familiar with the place. You can actually like attach stuff to the broom and send it.
Sick.
It can carry up to 400 pounds, but the flying speed becomes 30 feet while carrying over 200 pounds. It does stop hovering when you land.
Okay, I see.
But it has a flying speed of 50 feet.
Hell yeah.
Right. And with that information, you now have figured out that you have an actual flying broom.
Hell yeah.
Burn the witch.
Burn at the stake. Ow!
And the next morning, everyone wakes up. You are at the absolute last of your rations and set off towards the smoke that you see in the distance. There's more in the morning now. There's a little bit of a chill in the air. So, makes sense. I'm assuming you're just traveling straight without trying to like hide or anything? Or are you trying to be stealthy on your approach?
Um, I
So
mean,
just go in.
Yeah, I don't
Let's
think
go in, but
try to be-
let's not go into any buildings immediately.
Right. So, as you approach, takes you probably 6 hours to walk to within sight of the smoke. And once you're in sight, the road goes up a little bit and then drops back down a slight incline, and you see palisades around a village. There are like a set of wooden walls, but then wooden stakes pointing outward outside of that. And I say wooden stakes, I mean like large like trees sharpened to a point. It's fairly heavily fortified. And it's a square-ish village.
what
You
is
see
a
the-
palisade? Like a wall?
Yeah, like a wooden wall. Usually without like gaps in between. So, you remember when we played the forest?
Mhm.
Yeah.
That
like
sort
those
of
walls?
wall, yeah.
Mm.
Good game.
And there's a large gate that has some of the spiked, like wooden spikes sticking to it, and there's a pit in front of it. You do see movement, like near the top walls by the gate. There are 2 guards standing there. Off to the left, you see some fields that are surrounded again by the wooden fencing. It doesn't have the big wall that's covering the city. You can see through the spikes, and there's goats, sheep, not sheeps, pigs, just some livestock, no horses,
Fuck.
but there is livestock. There are also normal, like, wooden fences separating the livestock from what you consider, like, tilled gardens and fields. And there are a couple teenage-sized kids out working in the fields. And on your approach, as you get closer to the gate, the spikes that are in front of the gate drop down into the pit that's in the road, and it reveals the door. And one of the guards, approach then halt. So you walk up. You can't go anywhere, so you just walk up and just stand in front of this gate.
Hi.
It opens up and reveals 6 very large humans, standing like 6'3", 6'4",
Like abnormally. Okay, 6'4".
abnormally large. I'm gonna post a picture of like what they look like as an average in references.
Oh, they are abnormally large.
They are. They're like 6'4". They're very large, clothed in a mixture of fur and plate armor.
Oh.
They're either carrying
Cool.
battle axes or large great swords.
Aaron would love this place.
Uh-huh. He would. And then there is two smaller people, one male and one female. They're still in really good shape, but they're not quite as big. They are dressed in robes. They're not really similar to what Ophelia's wearing, but Ophelia right now is the only reference you have for like someone in robes. So they come walking up, so it's a total of 8 people. And they ask the one male that's smaller, what brings travelers this way through the mainland? And I will welcome you to the city, but you do have to answer a few questions for us first.
Okay.
We're just passing by.
And I'll kind of look into some supplies.
He,
Really low on food.
I may be able to help. Just give me 1 second. And he, mutters under his breath and then looks up back at you. And let me check one thing. He steps up to near you to talk. Everyone needs to make a charisma saving throw.
I don't know.
Oh, baby.
You're good.
You.
9.
All right. So, Almar and Ophelia, you're the only ones that can say what you want. The rest of you have to tell the truth. It is a zone of truth that has just been placed.
Ooh. And the dudes that we're talking to are the ones that look like the reference photos?
Yeah, the one that you're talking to right now does not. The 6 warriors look like the reference photo.
And they're humans?
Yes, yeah, they're just larger stock than where you would be from. They're very muscular. Think tall Spartans.
Okay.
But the one you're talking to is a little bit taller than you. Still in like good shape. You can tell by like their arms are exposed, so you can tell that they're still in really good shape, but a little on the smaller side.
Okay. Everything that I say to them, I'm going to use like a flirty tone to it.
Right.
Try to butter them up.
Do we feel the effects of the spell?
You would. You can't speak a deliberate lie. You are aware of the spell. You can avoid answering questions that you would normally respond to with a lie. So if you're going to lie, you can.
We know we're under the effect of it.
You do.
Cool.
I apologize for that. I just want to make sure I get the correct answers from you and honest, forthcoming answers if I can.
Understandable.
He cannot get a bead on you, Almar or Ophelia. Welcome to our city. This is Chell. I'll type that in chat.
Is that the same name that the other guy said, or did he never tell us the name of the city?
He didn't tell you the name.
Okay.
Whole name.
Thank you. Thanks for welcoming us in. We're just passing by looking for some supplies.
We may be able to help you with that. We do have a decent trade here.
Alright.
Smallish settlement. We used to live in the center of the city, but had some issues there.
Is it like by issues mean like with the like mimic houses and all that?
That would be the issues that I'm referring to.
Yeah, we just had to deal with them the other day. It was not fun.
Oh, you dealt with them. We just moved and they
Kinda.
haven't bothered us over here, so
If I remember correctly, we got rid of 2 of them, and then a couple of them fled.
did you
Not
get the
sure.
little one?
Did we guys? I can't remember.
No.
We did not. No.
Ugh, that's a shame. He's the
Why not?
slipperiest.
Ah, makes sense.
We've tried to trap him a few times, but he always
Yeah.
seems to get away.
I think the ones we got was like the bar, the pub one, and then what was the other one we got that we dealt with? Can't remember.
I don't know what I would call it, like a research center, maybe?
Yeah.
Uh,
We dealt with the pub
Library.
and the research center one. Those were the 2 that we dealt with. Kind of set them up in flames, aka them. No,
They
he
have
went into it.
definitely burned down.
he looks grim, but he just good. To rid the isle of those beasts.
No, we're not pleasant.
I kind of like glance over at the warrior guys. You all just let them come in and take over your city? A couple mimics?
Damn.
That's a rude thing to say.
You think it was just a couple to begin with? One of them answers you.
Well, that's
took
all
out
that was there when we were there.
We took out most of them.
You couldn't kill the last 3?
Not when we downed 30 or 40 before that. Had to pull back. Go out every once in a while to hack down a couple.
Yeah, Axel, don't be so inconsiderate.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to be. He's making me be.
How? How are you
But,
making me be
but is his
considerate?
appearance is his appearance intimidating?
No, he put this stupid spell on me, and I can't be nice.
Can't be nice.
A truth teller
Just always lying, dude.
a truth telling spell makes you be an asshole.
Yeah, doesn't everybody think mean shit in their head?
True.
No.
No.
all the warriors are just nodding. Like, yeah. The one that was talking is looking at you. I mean, we don't normally have visitors as weak as you. He's a little shorter than you are.
Oh.
Probably have 50 pounds of muscle on top of what you have. They're
Oh, I assure you,
very
I am not
large.
weak. I've actually never lost an arm wrestling match.
Arm wrestling?
Well, are you gonna challenge them to one? Challenge every warrior to one?
The one that you were talking to, like, his eyebrow goes up. It's like, what is this arm wrestling?
It's like wrestling, except you only use one hand.
What is wrestling?
It's like a fight, but with no weapons.
Ah, fight.
No weapons, though.
Ah, brawl.
Mm. Ah. You like brawl?
Yes.
We like brawl too.
Warrior tongue.
That's how we stay in shape. And he, like, just turns and punches the guy next to him in the stomach.
my
just
God.
like hard. You hear the thud of it like hitting. He like doubles over and like stands up and just starts laughing.
God. Axel, I think you would get along with these guys.
They remind me of my brother.
What? Does your brother just punch you in the
They would
stomach?
remind you of your brother. They have a very similar vibe to them.
So, but what you're saying is Axel would get along with them very well.
Yeah. Or at least I could fit in. Not know if I would necessarily.
Persuasion check.
The smaller guy that was first talking that cast the zone of truth. All right, let's get the formalities out of the way. My name is Don. What are your names?
I'm Alma.
Ophelia.
My name's Axel Kalagavi. Some people call me the Truth Seeker. Some people just call me Axel.
I'm just shaking my head.
Most people just call me Axel. Nobody ever really says Kalagavi though.
What?
What?
Okay.
He asked.
I'm just like, I never heard anyone call you that. Never knew. That was okay, whatever.
I said nobody calls me that.
Then why did you? Never mind.
He asked.
True. Okay, continue.
He looks at the two of you that are left, Zem and Kamenos.
My name is Zeb. I kind of forgot my last name, honestly.
Welcome, old timer.
Yes, all the magic and the years.
He has his elderly moments.
We understand. And you, sir?
I am Kamenos. As I was saying my name, I'm just bowing.
And he bows back. Don't often see your kind coming through here, though we may see more than most. Unfortunately, we don't have any of your fellows here now, but sometimes we do. Welcome to our home, and he bows again.
His name's Dawn.
Yes.
It was a pleasure meeting you, Dawn.
The pleasure is mine. He bows to you as well. And let's see if we can... Oh, do you need accommodations while you're here visiting? Transport to the oceans? What are you needing?
Well, but the main thing we need right now is rations. Cause we're kind of just about out of what we have.
Can help with that. I'm sure we can work something out.
Yeah.
You traveled from afar?
Oh yeah.
Oh, yes.
And he
Long ways
like
from here.
his eyes narrow a little bit. You're not pirates, are you?
No.
No.
Good. Then we don't have to kill you right away.
Oh my god. I mean, we had to deal with pirates at one point.
As do we all.
Nice power with going on this open seas.
But what are your goals coming through here? Looks away from you. Omar and Ophelia looks at you, Capnos.
We are just trying to. uh,
But we're trying to rest up, gather supplies, and head east. We're trying to get to the next island.
Oh, we might be able to help you out with that. Seeing as you've solved part of our problem. And he, looks sideways at the warriors. Would you care to come to my home and have a drink? Maybe some food? Can tell you about the
I
city?
am in.
Yeah, that's
I am hungry and could definitely not like to sleep in a tent again.
Yeah, that sounds nice and having a drink. It's too.
And so here, still working. Little boy.
What, Johnny? Sorry. I had trouble.
I didn't want to sleep in a tent again and hear Axel work on tempo again.
Tempo?
You heard that?
Yeah, I heard the whole thing. I have good ears.
Sorry.
So good.
What is Tempo, or who is Tempo?
It's his little robot pointing at Axel.
Oh, here, I could show you. I, reach into my bag, pull him out, drop him on the ground, from 3 feet up in the air. Just toss him out of my bag.
Just
And
loud clang when it hits
He
the
just
ground.
He, hits the ground, bounces a couple times, and he's like, ting, 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 ting. Looks up at him.
He backs up half a step, oh.
Don't worry, he
That-
listens to me.
You should check out our smithy. Might be able to help you.
Thank
Finish.
God.
Might be able to help you finish that.
Oh, I don't need help. I just need supplies.
Can you put him away?
He's gonna get ya. And he rolls towards him.
He has a staff that he just puts in front of him, just nudges him away, no.
Axel put it
I
away.
gotcha. He rolls back to me, and I toss him in my sack. He's a good companion.
I'm sure.
Not
I like to say good boy sometimes, but he doesn't really have a gender.
He turns and looks at the warriors and just gives them a little signal, I'll be okay. They nod and go back to their posts. You can see
Let me know if you wanna brawl.
I'll take you up on that later for sure.
I would definitely watch that.
And he walks up to you and goes to shake your hand. Prost.
Bruce.
Mm-hmm.
My name's Axel. I shake his hand.
Nice to meet you. And he does the forearm shake.
Mm-hmm.
And he has a really strong grip. You've worked with the dwarves for years and almost pales in comparison to this man's grip strength.
Okay. I see you, boy. It's quite the grip you got there.
It's just from the practice with this, and he picks up his battle axe and he's holding it in one hand, and he starts to twirl it like a baton. But it's Like every time
Does
the
it look
blade
well made?
blade goes through, it's like displacing air. You're like, oh, okay.
Does
It
it look well made?
it looks well made and well used. It has notches in the blade. It's clearly been used for fighting.
I could
Not quite
position that up for
dwarven
you if
make.
you want.
I've worked
Clean
for
up the edges.
I've
real
worked
nice and
for
polished.
years on the patina here. No,
Fair enough.
every notch is a mark well earned.
I've heard that one before. Completely understand.
That's a common practice among dwarves as well.
Mm-hmm. And probably the Goliaths, I would imagine too.
Yeah, the glass would be more of a like a significant kill would be marked on the handle. You'd make a notch on the haft of the weapon.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Like tally marks.
similar system. Yeah. But the Don leads you to his home, and actually I have a picture of the city. I did not make it into a map because I wasn't sure if you guys were going to come back at all. If it's a return location, then I'll probably make it into one.
Are you posting it in the?
In images, I should have posted it in references, but yeah, it's taking a while because it's using my phone. But his is a large 2-story building down at the bottom section of the map.
Ooh, homemade map.
That's the one above this has a small fountain. It's the box directly above that. Wondering if I can add it to the journal. I'm not going to do that right now. But it's in that one. And leads you in. He has a nice little kitchen. Table. There are only a couple chairs. Part of the kitchen and dining room area also has a couch in it. Next room over, you can't really see into it. There's a small hallway leading like in the back corner, and then there's a staircase to the right. He calls you all in. Can you make sure you close the door there, please? To whoever comes in last.
I'm going in fast.
I'll come in last. So then I'll shut the door behind me.
Alright. It's a nice, well-lit area. Oh, now we can talk in privacy. There are some things you could help me with. I'm just going to get down to it. It's not the safest village to live in. Don't get on the wrong side of your muscular friends there, Axel. May I call you
You seem
Axel?
nice. Oh yeah, that's what everybody calls me. Pretty much. At
Well,
least
you-
around here.
Says, well, you're the only one that gave a last name, so I didn't know if you wanted to be called Mr. Kalagavi
asked.
or...
You asked. No, I hate going by that.
Okay, Axel. Don't get on the wrong side of the warriors in the village. Their leader is fairly selfish, but he is the most powerful person in the village, so can't stress that enough. Don't go looking for too much trouble. I'm wanting to warn you. Also, please don't tell anyone else that I'm telling you this. Or else you'll probably see my head on a pike.
Yo.
But I can help you meet all of the townsfolk, the workers and whatnot. I know you've traveled from afar. How adventurous are you? If you're heading to the east, I do have to warn you. It's dangerous on that island. There are beasts from times long before that live over there.
Oh.
Zem like pulls out his book. What kinds?
Well,
Let me
the,
document him.
the few of note which I know of are a trio of drakes that live in the hills. We've lost a fair number of warriors to them over the years. It's a little bit of a trek to get over there. Do have to do a touch of a sacrifice to enable the crossing. I can help you with that. My not patron's not the right word.
A touch of a sacrifice.
It's not what you're thinking. You don't have to actually kill anybody. It does require
Is that what the goats are for?
it does require giving up a certain amount of one's own fortitude in order to be blessed with the crossing. But that'll be later once we get you all set. I can explain that to you later if you need me to, which, judging by the looks on your faces, I think I just might. But I think first things first, we get you stocked up. You needed supplies. Get an Axel. What does anyone else need?
Food.
Okay, I'll be more specific. I have included food in the idea of supplies.
Well.
Food.
And he said, "Oh, I'm sorry, forgive me." And he turns and he gets some food out. He has some wrapped in a cabinet and pulls out, starts cutting up food. And what kind of meals do you all prefer?
Meat.
He smacks the package. I got that right here.
Seafood. Preferably shrimp. I don't get gout, luckily.
Carbs.
Potatoes.
It's like, all right. Continues chopping. His body's sort of blocking the food. He has a stove, and it's already lit. It's hot. He just starts throwing stuff into a pan. Starts sizzling. The smell of cooking potatoes, mushrooms, onions starts to float up into the air. Throws some spices in. Smells good. Then he unwraps the meat and cuts a few slices. Throws it onto the other part of the stove. Turns back to you guys, and I know that those are going. What about you? And what do you need? Looking at Kavanos.
Milk.
Water.
Mommy's milk.
I'm always interested in any spell tomes you might have laying around. Like, Zem's,
you're
like looking around just for anybody else, any of the guards, if they have any magic. He looks back and is like, But anything, honestly.
I don't know what I would call myself. I wouldn't say I'm a priest, but we don't have too much in the way of spell tomes.
Lame.
Makes sense.
I think the closest thing I would say would be I would call myself a shaman. But most of the other villagers just call me a priest.
I'm gonna call you Don.
I appreciate that.
That's his name. So
He smirks a little, and I appreciate that. But no, what do you want to try and find specifically, Cadmanos?
Probably just do a simple porridge.
I mean, in the town, not just.
I thought we were still on that.
You don't have porridge in the town.
Not
He's-
much. Really. Probably just look around, see if anything's interesting. But
He's looking for a woman
A woman.
or women.
Oh, he like looks at you and raises his eyebrow.
Or men?
I tilt my head in disgust and confusion at you. What the fuck?
Well, I don't know if I can help with that specifically. I might.
No. You don't need to.
I know a few of the warriors are a little more willing to tackle
No.
your kind.
No. Just no. You were joking. I'm not affiliated.
Okay.
Just like shrugs his shoulders. All right, well, if that's what you're saying. I mean, like I said before, we've had a few of your kind pass through. He thinks for a second. He's like, "Give me a second," and he like goes to walk away, and his eyes go wide, turns around, goes back to the stove, and flips the meat over before it starts to burn. Bustles into the other room. You hear a drawer open and then slam. He comes back and he hands you a notebook. And this was left by one of your kind the last time I had visitors, and you're welcome to it. It might provide some comfort from your fellows.
Yeah, bonus. Open it to work it out real quick.
Looks like it's a journal. So it's got like the dates on the top corners, and it's written in just like a. It's written in common, but in like a cursive. So some of it's a little tricky to read, but
Cursive. My enemy.
the little glance that you do looks like it's just a recounting of his experiences while he was here in the city. But
Is
you,
there anything
Travel
useful
guide.
in there?
Not really. It's more of just like someone's day-to-day experience.
It's cool.
Gives you something to do.
Yeah. I get to look into someone's life.
I mean, I'm sure you've got your own lives to worry about, but I don't know how often you see people from your homeland. Figure that would be welcome.
Well, I don't remember the last time I seen someone like me.
Catmino starts to cry.
Well, I'm terribly sorry for that, but I mean, maybe while you're here visiting, I don't know how long you'll be, but maybe we'll get other travelers. It's not super common, but we do get some visiting.
I am always looking for unique items. Honestly, any kind of random thing. Odd, weird.
Well, I mean, the whole city's kind of weird. There's a really strong emphasis on the warrior spirit. Except for the, it's not leader or mayor, but fancies himself such. Or they fancy themselves such.
I appreciate the information.
You're welcome. You've traveled very far. Do you want me to get some beds ready? After that, he's getting some of the meat onto plates for you guys, and hands you each a plate. Has like a steak on it. All of them are cooked like medium, except for Catmanos's, which is slightly more on the rare side. And there's a pile of like diced potatoes with onions and mushrooms mixed in. All of it's seasoned pretty heavily, but not like overboard. Simple, good rustic food.
This looks great. Thank you.
Zeb like scarfs his face. So happy it's not rations.
Or fish.
You know, I
It's
think
not-
we could,
it's not
we could
sashimi.
use some, beds for tonight.
My pleasure, my pleasure. I
I'm
don't.
off to the forge.
He's like, well, I don't. Before you leave, I don't think I have a bed big enough for you.
I'll sleep on the floor.
Okay. Well, the forge is, and yeah, like points out and like over to the left a little bit. He's like, once you go out there, just sure you'll notice it by the ringing of the hammer.
Anybody else need anything from the forge? Like
Not
make
from
stuff.
you.
What is that supposed to mean?
Not from you.
I'm the best blacksmith in the town. If you want something from the blacksmith, I'm the guy.
No, you're not. Don says.
Oh, word?
I'm good.
Let's hear about this. Let's hear about this blacksmith of yours, Don.
He's really good. He makes all the weapons and armor for warriors.
Why don't you go meet him, Axel?
I made all the weapons and armor for my village before I left.
What are you?
What's his name?
Okay, you have to promise you're not gonna laugh at him for his name.
Am I still under the truth spell?
No, it's a zone of truth. It's 15 feet,
I
so you're
promise.
out. His name's Bickle.
All right. right, I'm gonna look for Bickle then. That's who you want making your shit, Ophelia? Bickle?
What's wrong with Bickle?
Should I let Bickle know that you have some requests for him?
I didn't say I had a request.
Alrighty then, I'm off to go meet Bickle.
Have fun with that.
All right. What are the rest of you wanting to do? You just want to rest?
Yeah.
Do you guys have a library?
We don't have a library per se, but the closest place would probably be the tower. This is Tefen's tower. They're the one that you should worry about.
You know who lives in towers, guys? Wizards!
There's no off switch.
Them. What is them live in the tower? We need to get them in the tower.
Do you
I'm
say
sitting there and
that?
I make the prestidigitation make it look like a little firework castle around me.
Is somebody jealous? Somebody jealous?
They're a little more unscrupulous.
What does that mean?
You said not to piss them off, correct?
Yeah, their aspirations are bigger than they should be for a place like this. Everyone else is convinced of their righteousness, but there's something off about them.
So, should I, not go there if I'm just looking for a fun read?
I'm sure they have plenty of fun reads, just don't overstep your bounds.
Okay.
At this moment, as you're finishing up that sentence, Axel opens the door again. Use this to tell me if you go anywhere, and I chuck a rock at Ophelia.
Do you hit me with it?
I don't know, I throw it at you.
Hit you
You
straight
catch
in the
it?
forehead.
Are you gonna try and catch it? I just threw it and then shut the door. I didn't even wait to see if you caught it.
Do you catch it?
Yes.
Oh wow, you rolled it.
Just
All right.
fast reflexes.
Zem's like,
I'll go with it too. I'm always interested in books.
he writes down a note in his book, in his journal, and puts it back.
He points you to the left again. He says, "It's just past the forge. You can say that I sent you, but don't say any of the other stuff, please."
Okay.
And Katmanos and Almar, what are you doing?
I might just stay here and rest a little bit.
Man,
Relax.
Katmanos?
I'm gonna run after Ophelia and Zem. You know, when I
Right.
got them.
All right. All right. You leave and go after them.
I'm also gonna be very lazy. I'm gonna transform into a tiny bird so I can sit on one of their shoulders.
As you're closing, as the door is swinging shut behind you, you just it's like a small, like a robin, just a bird that you've seen in the area. Go over and you land on Ophelia's shoulder. And with that, Axel, you approach the forge, and you do hear the ringing of hammer on steel. You see the smoke coming out of the chimney. It's a little bit thicker and blacker. You recognize it as the smoke that charcoal would off-put. Walk in, and
Home sweet home.
it's a nice forge. It's cleaner than you're used to. Tools are all like hung up neatly on hooks. Around the corner, there's a 14-year-old female in there, hammering on just a ingot, looking like it's starting to straighten it out.
Hello.
Oh, hello. I wasn't expecting anyone. Welcome.
It's a nice place you got here.
She, like, her eyes go big and she looks around. It's not my place. It's Bickle's.
Oh, Bickle. I'm actually looking for Bickle. Is he in?
Yeah, I'll go. I'll get him. And she picks the hammer up and slams it down on the ingot. And from the way it sounds, the sound is off just a little bit. You would recognize it as like a misplaced blow. It's going to cause a dent, like in it like aggravates you a little bit. And a dwarf comes out of the back yelling, and we're like, I heard that, you need to get it fixed. Like, and as he like walks through the like fur curtain that was separating him from like the back part of his workshop, he like stops and realizes that there's other people in the forge. And I see.
Ah, you must be Bickle. I heard that too.
Bickle Iron Fist. And walks up to you and sticks his left hand out to shake your hand.
Axel. I give him the forearm shake.
It's two smiths meeting each other. And when he swings his other hand up, he's like, I would shake with my good hand, but and instead of a hand, he has a hammer. Looks like instead of looks like an accident may have happened. Where he lost his hand, and it's the hammer that's been put in place.
Very nice. Is that you switched that out, or is that permanent?
This one's permanent. It's forged to the bone. Let me tell you, that was a painful one that day.
Yeah, I've actually made one of those before. It wasn't a hammer, but similar. Friend of mine.
Mighty useful, but it does get in the way of drinking a pint.
I would imagine you've gotten pretty proficient with your left hand.
This is true.
I hear you're the best smith in town.
Sure am. Training these apprentices, though. That's a never-ending job.
I'm curious if your forge is open to outsiders to be used temporarily.
Well, depends. What do you need to do?
Oof. I've got a lot of shit I need to work on. It's been a while since I've been into a proper forge, let me tell you.
Well, if you don't mind a bit of a mess, you can use the secondary. You see there's an unlit forge, like, around the corner.
Perfectly good with me.
Now, what all would you need?
I'm not sure. Definitely some iron.
Plenty of iron. Plenty of ash if you need to make some steel.
What are your rates like?
Depends on what you need to do.
Alright, how about this? I'll just use what I need, and you let me know how much it is when I'm done. I'm good
We can
for
work
it.
that out. Or, since you seem to have a little bit more of the crafter's grasp, maybe you could help me with some of my work orders if your product's up to snuff.
I can do that. Can't do too many though. I'm with some people, but I could probably knock a few out.
I just need a couple battle axes made.
That ain't no problem. You got yourself a deal.
Alright, well, when do you need to start?
Now?
And do you have anything that you've crafted that I can, use to judge your skill level at? Just because you have the crafter's grasp doesn't mean you have the crafter's skill. Just means you've practiced long enough.
Well, I made this, and I like tilt my bag and dump Tempo out of my bag. He kind of like spins up.
What the fuck is that?
I call it Tempo. It's kind of like a companion. He used
Anything?
to have legs, but
Well, do you have anything done? Or do you leave all your projects half-assed like this? Thing. And he like nudges Tempo with his foot.
You know,
I don't think you actually have anything on your person that you've forged.
how good does the rapier look? Kakan's rapier.
It looks decent.
Is it like up to my quality, or is it like just a standard shit?
I'd say it's up to your quality. Was standard, but once it took on the qualities that it has, it's got the solid black blade, which is interesting.
I'll pull out my notebook, and I'll show the beehive design that I did for Willowhelm a long time ago.
Mm-hmm.
I made these. I mean, I don't have them with me, but I made that. This looks kind of like my work. Pull out the rapier.
It looks at it and it's like, you can go home to his apprentice, and she's like, thank you. Bows and leaves. How about you fix one of these? And grabs a basket from like underneath where his apprentice was working, and it's full of just a bunch of like short sword blades. They are obviously crafted by an apprentice. They're not super smooth.
Broken to where I could fix it with mending, or does it need to be like?
It needs to be
reheated and shit?
It needs to be forged. You would know, looking at it, you have enough skill that it wouldn't take too long.
Mm-hmm.
You could knock it out in half an hour, an hour.
Yeah, I could do that.
All right then. Let's see it. And he grabs the worst piece of shit looking one out,
Mm-hmm.
tosses it to you. All right.
Rub my hands together. All right. And go.
All right. I would like you to make a proficiency check. So just roll the d20 plus your proficiency bonus.
16.
Yeah, you're able to fix it in 45 minutes or so. Becomes a nicely crafted short sword with a fine edge. It's polished and nice looking. He picks it up after you finish. And it's still not bright orange, but it's still like hot to the touch. Like you would use tongs on it. He just picks it up with his hand. Starts like tossing it through the air. It's like, mighty fine craftsmanship here. I think we got ourselves a deal.
Sounds good. I pull out the next one.
She's
Start
like,
going.
no, not those.
Oh,
The
battle
apprentices
axe.
have to
Got it.
fix that. Yeah. Like, I'll make sure the supplies are over there. You should probably get some rest if you're gonna be working here all day tomorrow. I'll gather some more supplies for you.
Sounds good.
Mighty fine meeting. He holds his hand up.
I fist bump his hammer.
Yeah, that's what he was going for. See you in the morning.
Toodaloo.
Shakes his head. Alright. Now, Zem, Katminos, and Ophelia, you are approaching what they call a tower is just a rounded building, or it's round-ish. It's more like an octagonal shape. And it's only 2 stories tall, but there's a upper balcony. It's just a railing on the top that someone could
Someone's
go
looking at it,
walk
he's like-
around.
He's just like scoffing.
This is this is nothing compared to the Clarity Spire, which was like 15, 20 floors. You do get a feeling for the it does have a strong aura of energy, like a strong presence to it. I think all 3 of you would be able to feel that, being in tune with the ebb and flow of magic.
Katie wasn't here when I said it. I'm a little robin bird on the shoulders.
Oh, I heard. I had my headset on.
Okay.
Yeah, you would all be able to. One thing that I do want to remind you of is that you can't communicate while you're in the bird form, but you can with Zem as long as he has the mind link active. And Jean, you are muted, so
Cleo.
Fuck, I'm muted.
Cleo was just guarding you at the door, babe, and then Rhea just walked by her, and she was like, and then Rhea just slowly pushed by her.
Jesus Christ, Leo. You're so annoying.
Is there when we get up to the entrance? Is there an entryway? Is it guarded? Is it just a door?
it's a door. It's just a normal door.
just to go up a door. I go up there and I knock on the door.
Knock on the door just swings open. You may enter. Hear a voice come from inside.
Come in.
Ophelia, are you going in with?
Yeah.
All right. One thing I did want to ask. I'm assuming you have your mind link open with Katminos.
Yeah.
Zem.
Yeah.
All right. So you two can communicate, but there's no way for Katminos to communicate with Ophelia at the moment.
Oh, are they already bonded?
No, they're not bonded. He's just in the little bird form.
Oh yeah, he's
So,
in bird
so
form.
yeah,
Okay.
so he can't talk
Yeah.
out loud. But you walk in, and it's pitch black. And as the door shuts behind you, from where you're standing, torches lining the wall,
Mhm.
like start and like turn on, going around. There's a staircase like in the center of the room, and walking down is a slender figure dressed in like a flowing periwinkle ball gown, walking down the stairs. Hair shaved on one side, long and curly on the other. Walks down and, welcome to my humble abode. And it is anything but humble. It's very ostentatious inside.
Zem looks at him. Excuse my decorum. And he like bows and casts prestidigitation, and he's like just done up. Like, he stands back up. He flicks his hair, and it like.
Someone else blessed with the arcane arts. I love it. And she also casts prestidigitation and looks like wind is blowing her hair.
Magic on.
I'm passing through town and looking for a few things, but was given some information from Don. Real nice guy. Said come swing by, check it out. He might be able to help you.
Oh, I love Dawn. Such a dear. And she smiles. It's sort of a cold smile. I absolutely love your outfits. They're beautiful. Like, walking around you.
Yes, it's acquired pieces from many different places.
I'm Araya Tefen. It's a pleasure to meet you. And rather than, like, reach out to give you a handshake, she holds her hand out, which has a couple big rings on it.
Mm-hmm. I'm Zeb. He kisses her hand.
And she shifts the hand over to you, Ophelia.
I'm Ophelia, and like hesitantly kiss her hand.
She raises her chin a little bit at that and nods. Turns around. Walks over to a very lavish armchair. Bright red with what looks to be golden, like, embroidery. Sits down in it and poses what would be an attempt at being alluring, but it looks kind of weird. Ryatafena is very thin compared to the other people that you've seen in town. She does not seem to have the, like, muscle tone that everyone else does.
Can I cast Detect Thoughts to see if, like, there's anyone else in the room besides this one lady, Ryatafen?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you may.
Spells. Detect Thoughts. Second level. Boom.
Oh, sweet, it popped up so I can read it.
Detect the presence of thinking creatures you can't see. When you cast a spell, I think it gives me up to 30 feet radius. Penetrate barriers.
You're not using it on her though, correct?
No, not using it on her. I'm using.
Okay.
I want to use the second, like the third paragraph. Detect the presence of thinking creatures you can't see. So it, like, pushes out like a 30-foot radius, and I can know where, if there's a thinking creature, where it's at.
You cast it and sort of the mental net goes out, and you don't get anything coming back to you thought-wise. Seems like they're the only person in the room other than the three of you.
Excellent.
And they stand back up and, I adore your pet there. It's a very handsome bird.
Oh, thank you. His name's Robin.
Tweet, tweet.
Oh, that's awesome. Just in response, just chirps at her and smiles. Gives you a little scritch under the beak.
He's quite smart. It's like he understands, you know?
She
She 1000% knows that it's not a bird.
love animals, but I prefer them to be magical. Nature? And she calls out, Queenie, come here. And a dog appears at her feet. It's a small little dog, like 2 feet long, big floppy ears. Looks like a basset hound, but has a streak of bright pink fur down the center of her back, like down her spine, and the tail is like hot pink, like bubblegum pink, like bright. And the rest of the fur is like a light tan. Immaculately brushed. Blink dog.
Blink dog.
Oh.
And she called her Queenie?
Mm-hmm.
That's cute. Oh my gosh, hi Queenie.
Queenie.
Bent down and all kinds of scratches.
Queenie like rolls over and paws excitedly at the air. Tongue's hanging out, ears are just flopping around. Now what can I help you with that you came to my home to visit me? It's great to meet you. But I know adventurers don't usually just want to stop by for a quick visit. It's usually something that they're going after.
Yeah, we were kind of just like passing through, and Don recommended that we come over here. He said it was great, so like had to check it out, you know.
He's not wrong. Want to, you can take a seat. I can get some food for us. Oh, you're going east. It's not very safe.
Dawn had mentioned that. 3 drakes. Have anything that could help us with those?
I have a number of things that would help, but none that you could take with you.
What would those things be?
Well, me for one. But I'm not going over there. And the first hint that she might not be the most stable person is she gets a really hard look in her eyes and And it's not because I'm weak. And with the force of the way she says weak, her hair blows back.
Damn.
I know what they say about me in the village. That's why I use the warriors as I wish.
Hmm?
She's like looking off
Aru?
wistfully.
I mean, we heard nothing but good things about you. I don't know. Wouldn't be so hard on yourself.
It's the dumb fighters. They're all big and muscular, and then there's me. I think it's pretty obvious, even to you, who aren't really large either, that I don't quite fit in here.
Aw.
But that's their mistake. And as she's talking, her voice is like dropping and getting deeper. But she seems to regain her composure. And anyway, I don't have anything that I could really send to help you with, but Don does know how to get the bridge going. The physical bridge fell down, must have been centuries ago. But we do have I don't know how to phrase it, not really a deity, but close, that we can speak with to help get you across. Or rather, Don can do it. The Force doesn't care for me too much. Just, I advise you don't spend more than like a week here. I do like you, and I don't want you to be at risk.
What do you mean?
Risk for what?
Disappearing?
Are there a lot of disappearances here?
Only once a year.
Like visitors just disappear?
Sometimes it's a visitor, sometimes it's one of the citizens here. But
You know why?
disappear in the night, and don't usually hear back from them. There's rumors amongst the commoners that there are a pack of renegade werewolves that visit the town and steal one of our own to help replenish their clan, flock, pack. I don't know, whatever they call themselves. But that's nonsense that the villagers make up just to placate themselves.
It's quite the story.
Just a story, nothing else. Sure, there's no real meaning to it.
Alright, well, if there's not much else you can provide with us, it was a pleasure meeting you and appreciate the information.
Of course, I'm glad I could help a little bit. If you care to stop by again, get to know you a little bit better, maybe I could provide some extra knowledge for you. I don't know if I'd be able to do that. You clearly have fair amount of knowledge under your own belt. And can't get a good read on you. Your skin is perfect. Looking at you, Ophelia. How long have you been studying the arts?
Not long.
Right, well, maybe I could help you along your journey as well. I just met you, so I don't want to offer any of my secrets right off the bat, but it does get lonely here in this godforsaken city with just the brutes as entertainment, but it'd be nice to make some friends for a change.
Yeah, I'll definitely make an effort to stop by if we end up staying. I don't really know. We're with a group, so.
Oh, we'll bring all of them by.
Okay.
Could maybe offer everyone a little bit of entertainment. I do have the perfect space for it. Just, like, gestures around again.
It is a lovely place.
Thank you, thank you. She's like beaming, smiling. Here, let me give you something for the walk back to Don's. And she reaches her hand out, and a couple like small packages appear on her palm. She hands one to each of you. Just a
Including
little.
bird.
No, just the two of you, in human form. Offers a small cracker to Catmanos. Catmanos Robin.
Nibble on the cracker.
It's a good cracker. It's like a saltine, so it's a cracker.
I'll open the package.
You open the package, and in it is like a not super small, but small-ish. Looks to be a cookie. Looks like it's dusted with powdered sugar.
Oh, this looks delicious. Did you make it yourself?
Oh no, I'm terrible at cooking. That's from our baker in town, but it's one of their more expensive items, so I figured I would share.
Thank you. That was very sweet.
No, thank
I'll
you.
hold on to it for later. We just stayed at dawn, so.
Oh, I understand completely. You need any bread or anything in the morning for breakfast, I do recommend checking out our bakers. They're very good.
Will do. Thank you.
Very welcome. Thank you for visiting. And she like waves and the door opens for you.
I'll leave first with Robin on my shoulder.
All right.
Zeb follows.
All right.
Still making his robe like glow even more.
And the door shuts behind you, but instead of like a normal door shutting sound, it's like a tinkling noise, like wind chimes. And you make your way out. Are you making your way back to Don's?
I am.
All right. Now, Almar, is there anything you wanted to talk with Don about while the others were off?
Talk wise, no, I'll probably just help him around his house with anything that he needs done.
He would tell you, don't just rest. It's fine. I've got it. It's just me in here anyway.
No, then. No need to show then.
Gets the beds ready and everyone gets back to the house. Axel would probably be the last one back. as you get back, he takes you up to the second floor, and there's an extra room. So I didn't know if everyone wanted to stay in the same spot, or I just assumed as a group you would, so I got the beds ready.
Fine.
And so there are 3 actual, like, beds, and on the floor, there are 2 really nice, like, makeshift beds. One's larger than the others. So one's obviously for Axel. I couldn't do too much. I made it as comfortable as I could, but I worry that it's not going to be enough, but it's the best I could do right now.
It looks fine.
And you, like, lay down, like, it's fine, trying to reassure him. And you, like, sit down on it. It's incredibly soft. It is a nice padded, like, sleep area for you.
Hell yeah.
So the rest of you take the spots. Who wants the spot on the floor? The other spot on the floor?
I can take that.
All right, Kevin, you lay down, and for the first time in months, you're in a comfortable bed on the floor. What time do you want me to get you up in the morning, everyone? Do you want me to get you up with the sunrise? Do you want me to leave the window open, uncovered? It's like standing by the window, like pulling the curtain shut, opening it, pulling it shut, opening it, waiting for you to give an answer.
Zim's always up at the butt crack of dawn. I'm sure he'll get us up.
I'll be up.
All right, and he shuts it. He shuts it. All right, well then I'll see you all in the morning. I'll sleep downstairs on one of the couches. Get me if you need anything. I'll be down there. If you need any food or anything, there's some in the pantry, in the kitchen there. Just help yourself.
Alright.
All right, well, welcome again to Chell. Have a good night. I'll see you in the morning. And he walks downstairs, and you all get settled into your comfy, cozy beds. And for the first time in months, all of you fall asleep pretty quickly in what is luxury compared to the ship and your camping sites. And with that, we are going to end the session there. Right.
Nice.
I'm going to end the stream real quick. So have a good night, everybody. Thank you for watching. I appreciate it. If you liked it, give me a follow. And have a good evening.
Bye, stream.
Tweet, tweet.
Bye.
Tweet, tweet.
Bye.
Tweet, tweet.